and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs to ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. Am I muted? Why they say me? Oh, they got me. They fucking got me. We're joined by some of the best analysis in the game. The world champ, Christopher Duarte, Parasite. We also got the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price X. And of course, we're joined by the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Nassim. Gentlemen, how we doing? How we feeling? Probably the most time-respected day we've had in a long time. One of the quickest days of Call of Duty we've had in a while now. We've been experiencing some delays the last couple days, but today it was smooth sailing. And Pat, we'll start with you, man. How you feeling over there, Pat? You're looking good.
Good, I appreciate it. Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys got to see this. I debuted a neon sign yesterday. Really? I got a neon sign in the back right here.
That's fire. That's fire.
Pat, it looks like your hand just went through your neon sign.
It's new tech. It's new tech.
No, Pat, that looks like a Times New Roman overlay that you use on your computer.
It's new tech.
Yeah, that's some AI shit right there.
Transparent. Yeah, transparent neon sign. But yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm probably gonna go live after the flank tonight and pick up where we left off with dropping Clay in the 2014 season.
I like that.
But yeah, man, I'm ready to speed run this one because today's matches were quick.
Yeah, we might have a quick flank today. Very quick matches, a lot of blowouts, a lot of good moments. We'll talk about it. But what about you, Benjay? How you feeling over there? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm excited, Tom. Tomorrow starts Masters Week, and I'm excited for the first major of the season for golf. So gonna enjoy that. And yeah, the matches were an absolute snooze today, but I think we're set up nicely for this stage. I think there's going to be some excitement the next couple of weeks in the qualifiers.
Yeah, for sure. We got Sam over there. Sam, the boys are looking good today. How you feeling? You got the 100 Thieves merch on today. Mustache looking great. Talk to me.
Thank you. I'm doing great, Tom. Still want that raise.
Yeah, everybody wants a raise now. Everybody's asking for a raise. I don't know what's going on.
We're unionizing. We're tired of these worker conditions. We're tired of it.
All right, we'll see what I can do. What about you, Duarte? You want a raise too?
I mean, it's only fair if Pat barely says anything on the show.
I'll take Chris's.
I get a
he
raise
doesn't
too.
sound like he's convinced. I'll take Chris's. I'll take Chris's raise. And
I think Chris should lose some money for him arguing with King Scumpy in 2010. Did you guys see that clip?
I did see that.
Chris, can you get a damn cutoff for Moho?
Chris, were you just not cutting off on Moho? Was just running straight for the flags?
Can we get a cutoff?
Wait,
Moho was not cutting it.
Yeah, we should actually watch that.
No, you weren't cutting it.
Yeah, I actually have the clip. I have the clip up right here. Let's tune into this clip real quick. This is a little throwback clip for you guys to start the flank today. Here, let's do it.
Oh my God.
Well done.
You're fucking terrible, Parasite.
My bad.
You realize that I'm the only one that ever gets fucking kills, right? I'm the only one that ever cuts off. Yes. Yes.
Not even.
Ever. If I don't play good, if me and Moho don't play good, we lose.
Yeah, Moho doesn't play good ever. Are you stupid?
He's a good objective, and you're just too fucking stupid to notice it because you don't know how to cut the fuck off because you're ass.
Just sprints at the flag. Like, he doesn't know. Unlike
That's
other
what an objective player is supposed to do, right?
Revan. Hold on. Revan, you just run at the flag and pull whenever? You do that?
Only
All right, listen. From your perspective, aren't you supposed to wait for people to die before you pull the flag? And
I cut this clip off.
Yeah,
the best part about this clip was Parasite and Revan went like Chris just basically kept asking Revan questions for the next 5 minutes.
Hey, was Revan pulling flags without getting killed?
No, Moho used to just run at the objective and just die like over and over without even
objective player, man.
Yeah, an objective player. Holy shit, bro.
And to give some context, that was PCL 3 on Xbox in 2010.
That's actually great.
I don't know how y'all ended up. I think
that was after Circa passed.
Yeah, it definitely was. But your team must have broke up because Scump wasn't on Fear then either. So I don't know, when y'all. I guess y'all joined just for PCL 3. But I was digging some old Twitch accounts, and I found that one, and I was like, Jesus.
Dude, it's just funny to see Ringleader in that lobby because I feel like he was like the go-to content guy for back in the day. That was
he
was like the only one that had the high quality setup that could record in 1080 and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He used to come to all the events with the cameras and shit and just go hard.
He was the tech wizard.
Yeah, he used to get all the reactions and shit. I mean, I always go to his channel when I want to watch throwback shit. So shout out to Ringleader. I don't know what he's up to these days, but he's an OG right there.
He's at Monster, I believe.
Oh, is he? He's at Monster now? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's crazy how fast time has flown, bro. Bro, that really is so long ago, dude. We're getting old, man. We're getting really old.
Literally 15 years ago was how long the VOD on Twitch was.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. It's crazy how much has changed to see where COD is now. Now we got a broken scoreboard. We got franchise teams. We got terrible maps. You know, it's just crazy, man, how stuff changed. We're watching Control now instead of CTF. You guys are talking about pulling flags. Now we're watching Control.
Stacking points.
Something special, bro.
Yeah, now we're talking about stacking points and shit. But so he said Tom's pushing 80. I'm pushing 30. All right, let's relax here. All right, but let's hop into it. We had 3 matches to cover today. Shouldn't take us too long. These matches went pretty quick. The one grueler was the first series of today, so let's hop into it. This one goes all the way down to a map number 5, round 11. This was a grueler here. We had a Minnesota Rokkr going up against the Boston Breach. This one goes to a map 5, round 11. We had a Skyline hardpoint to start things off. It was 250 to 151 in favor of Minnesota. They come out hot in the first hardpoint. They lose the next S&D on rewind 6-2. Hacienda Control goes to Boston as well, 3-1. Then Minnesota again with a big hardpoint win, 250 to 112 there. Beat them by over 100 points in that one. So Minnesota's hardpoints looking real good. And then, of course, we got the dealership S&D to end it. And that one goes to a round 11 where Minnesota were able to clutch up. We're going to tune into those last couple rounds there and see what was going on. But let's take a look here at the stat sheet. We got Estriel with a .87 in this one. Gio with a 1.28. Kenny with a 1.26. And Nero with a .92. And on the other side for the Boston Breach, we got Cammy with a 1.0. Awakening with a .85. Purge with a .86. And Snoopy with a 1.0. We'll take a look at that match MVP. If it isn't the one and only Kenny with his optic jersey on, is the match MVP with a 1.56 and hardpoint, a 1.15. And S&D in a .83 in Control. Kenny having a phenomenal series here today. We'll go from the top down. Ben, we'll start with you. Minnesota, they come out on top today. They win both hard points. They close it out in the last search. Another game 5 for them. They weren't able to close out the last one, but they are able to close out this one. How'd you think Minnesota and Boston looked today? What'd you think of the series, Benjay?
It's a grueler series. I think if you're both teams, there's a lot to like. There's a lot to work on. I think for Minnesota, Control just seems like potentially still a little bit of an issue there. The rewind wasn't particularly close, and I believe that they actually picked that map too. Other than that, man, Kenny's back, bro. Disturbance in the force. I don't care. I think just getting a fresh team situation has brought this guy back, and I'm excited to see him kick on with the squad and figure out how to get Astro, Gio, and Nero deep on a weekend of the tournament.
Yeah, what about you, Pat? What'd you think of the series?
I mean, I thought Boston was going to pull off the Neslo at first because Minnesota was obviously waxing them in hard points. But, I mean, dude, I don't know. I'm curious to see if this lasts for Kenny. We've talked about it every time there's a roster change of any kind. There's always that honeymoon period. But, like, if Kenny is legitimately back to form, it really even more so questions what the hell was going on in that optic camp for this guy to be having, like, a 0.7, 0.6, lowest KD in the league. But yeah, I mean, Kenny looks good right now. Obviously, a boost to this Rokkr squad. We've been calling for this Paul X drop for a while, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But if Kenny's playing like this, I mean, this team can definitely climb the ladder. Yeah,
they got a lot of slaying power, eh? Well, I mean, if Kenny's getting kills and you look at the rest of the team, I mean, these guys can slay for sure. Their hard points are going to be really good. What about you, Chris? What'd you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, they look great in hardpoint today. They managed to clutch up this time in the 6-5. And, we saw them go the last map with optics, same scenario, but they end up clutching up. That was actually a weird-ass fucking search, by the way. There were so many rounds where, Rokkr was, giving up B, and, people were planning within the first, 20, 30 seconds of a round. It was kind of insane. But, overall, fun series to watch. Glad we're getting some more Game 5s. Boston, they've been improving, but they're trying to get back up to that form that they had at the first stage, and they've managed to take it to the distance with a couple teams and beat some teams. So overall, I mean, both teams showed improvement. Both teams had a great series. Unfortunately, it goes to, depends on what side you're on. It goes to the Rokkr here, 6-5. That was a close one. Kenny played phenomenal, and Gio continues a streak of going positive and Brian.
Yeah, Kenny played great. We're gonna take a tune into Kenny's interview too at the end of this one. At the end of it, see what he had to say about it. But what about you, Sam? Obviously, you know Kenny really well. Do you see your old boy back? You see Kenny back in there looking like himself against him? I mean, what's it like seeing Minnesota fry? What you think of the series?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we all knew that Ken was much better than his showing on Optics. So, yeah, kind of what Pat said. I don't know what the fuck was going on over there, but I'm not going to say he's fully back. It's been 2 series, but he's undoubtedly playing better for sure. Even his last series, he didn't have a 1.2 or anything, but you could just tell he's more comfortable the way he's moving around the map right now. He just feels more like himself at the moment. So, it's definitely great to see. Rokkr could be a potential late year champs contender to qualify, that is. So, this series was super important for that. There was a big point swing on the table here if Boston ended up winning this, but things are now a little bit more interesting towards the bottom end of the league at the moment.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the standings at the end of the show, but let's head into the first map. Obviously, Minnesota come out and dominate the first map. We have a listen in here from them. Obviously, with Kenny coming back into the roster, let's see how the comms are sounding.
I'm pushing up on Kemi's that too. Yeah, make sure you back up. I'm looking. I got time. I'm gonna get a chill. Okay, one is go bottom. They go left now. I have left. Two gym. I have left. Stone. I got it. I'm right there. No one you can. You could jump away on stone. Alright, stone wait. I heal stone. Stone wait. Yeah, get the stone lane now. You Wait, please. I have all front. Alright. They go top stone. What's top? Give me a drop. Top lane now. I get your front. They went front. In the back. Play the top. That's fine. I just fucking took the ball. I know. We're going to get. I'm getting there. I'm winning plot. Jim. A little bit. Jim in time. That's fine. I'm gonna double it with you, bro. That's fine. I need every time. Y'all together. Yeah, we are. I said double event. I'm down short. Yeah, drop. I got stun. We're good. We're good. Go catch or some shit. Yeah. Let's all go top. Okay, that's fine. I know some other small keys. Where's the top first? Hop. He dropped. I got it. Let's get shit. Maybe piano press. Yeah. I need T. Run down. And what's up? Low piano. I have a trip down there. I'm looking kitchen. I'll get kitchen. I'm already top. He's on kitchen. I got
All right, it's gonna do it for the listening. What'd you guys think? I thought their small talk was really good. I feel like you hear everyone, right? Like some listenings, you only hear like 1 or 2 guys. I feel like with this team, like everybody was kind of yapping, which is a good thing, right? I mean, you want everybody talking. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought that sounded really good. I think Ken's interview was like a good insight to just the dynamic of the team. It seems like their communication was really good. It's something he touched on, just like the culture of the team, and obviously all of them being young is something that he really hasn't had before as like a real leader of the team. So
yeah,
I think his interview kind of shed a good light on how they're doing right now.
Yeah, and then we hop into the rewind search in the next one. I didn't have much there. I just wanted to say Boston's really good at rewind search. Like that's like their go-to map. What's their record, Ben? Do you know what Boston's record is on rewind S&D? I feel like that's like their map. Like I remember they liked that map in the beginning of the game, and they're still frying in it now. So I'm sure they're really happy that map's coming back into play. I feel like Snoopy and Purge and Cammy had a good map too as well. They just love the way that map plays. Go ahead, Ben.
They're 2-1 because they got removed after the first 2 weeks. But Minnesota picked it against them in the
really good
series.
in the beginning of the series. They were really good, or beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna present an interesting option for Boston because we know that their Hossie S&D is good and they beat a bunch of quality opponents on that map. But if they're good at rewind as well, I really like that S&D map pulled now for Boston.
Yeah. And then in the control, just to show you the one offense round that was won, it stems off the back of Cammy here. I mean, look at how Boston ended up breaking and winning this offense here. They actually played through right. And they were actually doing this a lot. Even Big Wake was playing spawn kills in Bowhouse a lot. Like, he was pushing Bowhouse out and playing spawn kills that way. But they all pushed right. They get the kills. And then they cut right through wine. They cut right across the map. They get onto this point. Now you can see that number 2 on the minimap. It's going to be Cammy. He's going to roam around this top office area. And then you'll just see how this plays out. Cammy absolutely dismantles him here in the control. He goes crazy. He finds one in office. He's got another one challenging him in the stairs. He's going to play his life a little bit. They switch to his screen here in just a second. Finds another. Then another one. Cammy just going crazy, and he keeps his spree going as well. Boston just put Minnesota in an absolute blender here. They got all the lanes covered. Cammy finding even more kills, sitting on a 4 spree. Finds another one with that Ames. Man, this gun's unbelievable, huh, Sam? And wins another one on Nero here, top office. The life count is 20-7 right now in this offense. So Boston
Tom,
just...
Watch this clip and watch how many times people from Minnesota look left to pick up the deep pinch. And the answer to that question is going to be a very low number.
Well, you're talking about the clip I was showing? You're talking about the...
Yeah. There were multiple times where a Minnesota player came off a spawn, was either last or third person off a spawn, and they were all just flooding up the steps to maps. No one's looking left. No one's making sure that no one's going deep left, and there's just freebie people hitting routes and getting kills on the side.
See, you think they panicked here, Ben? You think they panicked and they were just staggered, just running office and just not thinking about what they were doing?
Yeah, I mean, Gio did pick it up there. Just got bad timing, but there was the way that this started off the rip was from them not picking it up, and there was another instance where Nero didn't pick someone up left. Look, I know they got to pick up multiple lanes. I know you got to try to flood and get timings and maps.
Well, the weird part the weird part about this map and the way it works is for some reason once like the offensive team starts spawning on Lambo, like it's kind of like they are at a super mega advantage a lot of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of the times you want to try to like get to Rock and basically look down that Lambo to cut off that side, then your teammates can flood the right side on office. But if you don't have that lane, you'll watch it. Boston just spawns there over and over. And now Rokkr's in a scenario where they're just pinned because that Lambo to like Rock like lane is just such easy access to your spawn.
Yeah.
So although B is the most is like the point you want to like defend the most, it's weird because the way to do it isn't to just go stack well. You have to have a guy on your team block Rock and spawn them deep in the courtyard of their spawn. So I think Boston just got like a really good like team wipe, and that ultimately set them up and staggered Rokkr in their base. It didn't even matter what they did. They just had to find perfect timing on kills in order to get out because they just let so many Boston players leak into their spawn essentially from that Rock side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty hard to get out of that trap. I feel like you just got to, if you are in a spawn trap, right, you just got to kind of slow it down and chow things together and try and get some kills to get out of it. But, I mean, it's a lot easier said than done sometimes when you're getting pinned in your base and you can't really go anywhere. But obviously, Cammy and the Boston boys did a really good job just picking up the lanes and kind of funneling. They weren't letting Minnesota find any gaps in the map. They were just closing them in and keeping them pinned. So great job from Boston, but they end up going to the next hard point. They get bodied in that one, nearly 100-point club. And I want to take things over to the game 5 because this got really interesting. This goes down to around 11. And the last 3 rounds all ended up on his B side. It actually looked oddly similar here. We start in the 4-4 round here. It's a 4v4 bomb plant here. So Boston, they just rush right to B and they get the bomb down instantly, which I noticed that it's pretty easy to get this bomb down at B. I know Ben and Sam, we were talking about it in the watch party that it's pretty hard to look at this bomb after it goes down. And you can see how Minnesota ends up playing it because they end up swarming the site with numbers and they just hop on a bomb. I mean, they hop right on it, and they get the defuse. Nobody from Boston can get close to check the bomb. Everybody just looking over them, and they end up getting closed down. And we take things to the next round, and it looks very similar on the other end. Now you have Minnesota going for a bomb plant, right? It's Ezreal who's getting the bomb plant down this time around. Boston's on the defensive end, and same thing, right? Boston used their numbers. They get aggressive. And once they get onto this site, it's like these fights are kind of difficult for Minnesota. Like they're just kind of pinned in these archways and there's really not much they could do. I mean, from your guys' perspective, you know, what's the best way to play that site in a post-plant situation? Like after you get the bomb down, like what's the best way to play it? Because even in the round 11, we go back to that same site and it looks very similar as well, right? Like 3 rounds in a row here at the end of the game. And it's all B plants here. I mean, what do you guys think?
What's pretty fucked because there's not a lot of cover there, so staying on the site is kind of a hard option because you're also exposed to the window. I personally think, like, if you're going to play a tight setup, a lot of the time you'll notice that either Boston or Rokkr, both of them were in similar scenarios where they had one guy essentially be on the bomb and tuck himself to the corner, and a lot of the times they just got slid at and killed for free. And I don't know how or why, but nobody was like helping them or looking over them when you could probably like Eiffel Tower and like shoot over each other and hide from this window. Also maybe late. I think a lot of people are kind of committing to hitting this site. Remember, I talked about it on the last show, how mid is like super important, especially if you decide to go B, because ultimately you're seeing a lot of these people get this B bomb down, but they have 0 map control. So they're just losing it anyways, most of the time.
Boston kind of trolled this. I don't know if it was a miscom with them, but it was just crazy to me to see Purge slide out here like an animal, but nobody's with him. Like, he goes down and nobody's there for a trade. Nobody slides out. I know Snoopy tried to chat with him, but I feel like they got to commit. Like, I feel like both of them got to kind of slide out there, maybe work some trades or something. I thought it was weird that Purge just runs out there, dies, and they weren't able to get any trades or really do anything with it. And now once the bomb goes down, it's a 4v3 situation. And Minnesota are just in a good spot because they have numbers, right? So as long as they play tight.
I'm actually surprised that nobody on like Rokkr or Boston did it. But like, as we talked about yesterday with the whole like debacle of, whoa, was Brandon snaking or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, you can throw one pumps. So why isn't that like somebody is like going in the window, throwing a shoulder, one pumping and killing like this guy, for example? Like, he's out in the open. Like, he has no cover. He's tucked himself into a corner. You go to the window, you throw a pump, you're probably killing him. I don't know why, but like, there's a lot of, you can just like go in that window and basically exploit the rule book, I guess. And in terms of like what Purge did, I wouldn't be surprised it was kind of like the heat of the moment thing where he's just like, I think I can make this play and I'm going to do it. And it's probably like, he didn't have time to comment. Like, he probably just went for a hero play, and it almost worked. But
it did. If he gets that kill on bomb, it probably does work. Cause then his team can probably push out and then they work his trades. And I think it all stems from that, right? But then once he goes down and no trades come in, and it's a 4v3 with bomb down from Minnesota. I mean, this is pretty tough for Boston now. They're kind of just stuck here mid. And I like how Minnesota's holding the site instead of just all running backwards and getting into arch. Like, I like how Kenny and Ezreal were sitting on site and not giving it up. Because if you give up that site and you allow Boston to get up there and get that control, right, it can make things a lot more difficult for you. So I like the way Minnesota played that in round 11. I thought they played that well. And Doug's in the chat. He said he wanted us to go fast, just a really annoying round. So that's what Doug said in the chat. I guess Purge wanted them to go really fast. I actually think if they all committed there, it would have worked. Just because you have those guys sitting back arches, it's kind of hard to like hold those angles. But hey, Minnesota got the job done, and they won the round 11. I wanted to take a look here at the interview here with Kenny because I thought it was interesting, and wanted to pick your guys' brains about it afterwards. But let's listen in and see what Kenny had to say after the match.
Hi, Kylo. Ken, the purple lightsaber is out and strong today. Ken, congrats on your first win for Rokkr.
Thank you. It was a banger. 2 bangers so far on the team. I don't know if I can. I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah, man. So I was actually thinking about it. With just 5 matches, map count is going to be incredibly important. You guys are now sitting at a 1-1 match record, but you're the only team to go 10 games. What have these battles been like for you? How are you going to back-to-back round 11s?
I think, well, today, I think the hot seat control was just one that we've been playing good in scrims. It just didn't feel good today. Our hard point has been a little bit inconsistent. It's been really, really good in scrims. So we lost 2 hard points in our last match, but today we won. So it's like, it's kind of like a weird feeling because it's kind of a new team for me. So we're just kind of like trying to get our foot in a bit. And so the series going game 5 for us is actually really good because we get more reps, I feel like. But
okay,
I think a win is a win. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're going for the win. So game 5, game 4, whatever it is, like, we'll take the win.
Ken, I'm glad you brought up it being kind of like a new team because this is players that we don't think I've ever seen you play with at all in the past couple of years. So what has that been like for you? Because now not only have you had to go into a new team and learn how their system works, but also like completely new players you have to learn your play style around.
No, yeah, I think, obviously I haven't played with these players. I really didn't even know them. I don't even think I talked to them before I joined this team. But coming in, I mean, they made me super comfortable real quick. We're boys, been hanging out a lot, trying to get some team bonding going. And I feel like I fit right into their system. I think it plays to my strength. I feel like I've been playing way better. And I feel like they also have really, really good communication. That was the main thing for me is like, they're young guys, so maybe they have like some flaws in communication, but so far I don't think it's been that. So it's been easy for me to, fit in.
Nice, man. You look good up there. You were frying probably your best series, like respawn-wise, the entire year.
For sure.
So congrats there. I want to ask you, sitting out a major, how are you able to like reflect on that and like get ready for the next move? Because obviously during that time, like you're trying to decide like what team do I want to go to? Like what's that like? Talk me through it.
Well, I think once I was off Optic, there was really no indication that I was going to play for myself. I wanted to just take some time off, spend time with my family, because my family was coming in town for the major. So sitting it out didn't feel too bad for me because I got some time to reflect on my abysmal qualifiers or just like stage 2 and get my mind right, because I feel like that was the main thing and just have fun with it. I feel like that was like one thing I kind of lost for a bit is like having fun and competing. So I needed to get that drive back, that get my mental right, and joining this team with some young guys. They're really fun to be around, so it feels good.
Seems to be a perfect landing spot for you, Kenny. Congrats on the success. 2 round 11s this time, walking away with the dub.
Thank you.
All right, so that's going to do it for the interview. Now, Pat, I wanted to go to you. Kenny had mentioned in his interview, he mentioned the word system. He also mentioned the word communication, right? Do you think that might have been a factor of maybe, with Optic, maybe that's why he struggled? Because I feel like, Optic hasn't really been known for their comms, right? I feel like that's always something we've critiqued is their communication. And I think he was pretty impressed with the comms over at Minnesota. I mean, do you think that plays a factor here for Kenny? I mean, you think that's why he's playing better or what?
I mean, I think it definitely plays a role. And I think, too, like, he needed the vibe switch up, but also, I mean, he mentioned the system stuff, and that's what I kind of took away more from it. I think, like, if we look at what happened to Optic, right, the dropping of Pred, getting Kyler, then dropping of Kyler and bringing Pred back, I think he just disagreed fundamentally with how that Optic team was playing. Obviously, he was playing poorly, but I think there was, like, that, I don't know if he didn't want to play around other specific people or what it was, but clearly I think that team was broken, and he was just obviously shit in the bed as a result. But yeah, I think he's happy to be in a new system, and I think it's working out for him.
Yeah, I see some people in the chat saying that I'm reaching with that one. You guys think I'm reaching with that one? With the do you think that was
not
a reach?
really? If you watch their matches in the last stage when they were all together, and their comms were fucking abysmal sometimes. So I don't think that's reaching at all.
Yeah, I thought people have critiqued their comms in the past, right? Because it's just kind of how they are. They're pretty locked in.
It's also like what he said is valid. Like when you're playing with a young team or people that are quote unquote unproven in a sense, compared to a team full of people that have champions, regardless of not what you think, there's egos there when you're playing with a team full of people that have won a lot or have been successful in their career. There's going to be egos there. And that is going to mean that sometimes it's hard to get everyone on the same page because everyone is kind of trying to like say that they want to play the game a certain way. With the Rokkr, regardless of how they've played, we've always praised the way they've played in terms of like their fundamentals. Like we've always said they've had good teamwork. Granted, they weren't putting up the best results. Obviously, they had a player on their team that wasn't playing good at all, and that didn't help. And then we had a massive fall off. But the way they play and the speed that they play has always been something that we've praised them for. And that definitely fits Ken, at least because Ken is like, he's going to make good plays and he's going to make sure that things are like moving like a well-oiled machine. So if you get the best out of your people that are playing fucking aggressive as fuck and running around and making sure they're doing the right shit, like he's going to play better. It's not common. It's common fucking sense.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think, Sam? I mean, some people are saying that some people are pissed about that. I asked that question, Sam. They're pissed. There's Tommy's reaching. That's bullshit. Look at them. They're yelling at me. I mean, Sam, what do you think? You think I'm reaching with that?
Not necessarily. I mean, I've teamed with Ken, and we've all seen like kind of just the kind of player that he is. It's not rocket science that he's playing better off of the Optic team. We don't know the internals of the team. Obviously, what Pat said, there's a bunch of roster changes. There's just the camp was broken. The team was fucked through and through. So to see Ken playing better off of it, I don't think anyone in chat is surprised. I don't think any of us are surprised. I think both teams.
I think it goes back to what I was saying before. And I mean, I've said this in the past. I feel like everybody won in this situation. I feel like Optic looks better. I feel like Kenny looks better on Minnesota. I feel like AG looks better on Vegas. Like I feel like they needed it. Like they all needed it. Like I think this was better for everybody. And I feel like we've seen that in the last week. Just
I don't know if it's worked out for AG though.
I mean,
it's worked out for AG's pockets. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
Yo, hold on. And also, I also want to like point this out. When we were on the flank,
but at least he's getting paid.
When we were on the flank last stage and we were saying how Optic need to blow it up and they don't have a fucking system, they have no idea how they want to play the game, they have zero fucking teamwork, and everyone was fucking agreeing with us. Now we say, oh, Kenny's playing better on this team because the prior Optic team had no idea how the fuck to play and didn't have a set way of playing the game.
A system.
How are we gonna be? How is that hypocritical? He said it himself. It's the system just fits him better. The Optic system did not. We
gotta stop breaking this down.
Even had
Optic fans are delusional. Water is wet. We understand that. Like it's the same thing. Anything that's inverse Optic, they will say is bad. That's just the reality of the situation.
I thought it was a valid question based on the interview, based on what he said.
Yeah, 100%. Also, a valid question. And also, dude, people are like acting like we're attacking Optic, and no, Optic made a great change, and they look better too. Like this change helped Kenny. The Optic's change helped Optic. Like it is what it is.
It
like
helped everybody.
two things can be right at the same time. Like it's just because we're saying, oh, Kenny's playing better off of Optic means, oh, Optic was holding him back. Yeah, the prior Optic. We're not talking about the new one. It's a completely different team now. Things change.
Yeah, it is a new team. I think everybody benefited from the roster change. I think everybody looks better. I think watching Optic, you see Shotzi and Hook playing off each other. They look a lot more comfortable. I think Skies is getting comfortable over there now. Kenny's talking about how he's meshing well with these guys. The system, the comms, everything's just kind of flowing. I guess you could say the one anomaly, Ben, like you said, is AG, but I'm sure he's getting paid well on the Falcons. I'm sure he's doing well over there. I don't think AG's in a terrible spot.
He's
right?
winning in a different way.
Yeah, he's winning in a different way, right?
Sam, he's got April spending money.
He's got liquidity for the month, man. Fuck.
Yeah, but there's obviously a lot of changes went down, multiple roster changes, and it seemed like it was better for the league in general. Seems like we have a more competitive league now. So everybody looking better. You guys have any other final thoughts with the Minnesota, the interview, Boston, anything? Any other final thoughts? All right, sounds good. Let's move on to the next series of the day. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. This one ended in a 3-1 victory. It was Carolina that actually came out and won the first map on the Skyline Hardpoint. That one 250 to 202. But then Atlanta FaZe just, they didn't disappoint the next two maps. They 6-0 them in a protocol S&D. They 3-0 them in the protocol control. And then we had a close protocol hardpoint. But FaZe were able to close that one out 250 to 242. That one actually got closer than I expected there towards the tail end of that one. But Atlanta FaZe clutching up here in the stretch. But let's take a look at the stats here. Abizi with a 1.09. You have Celian with a 1.13. Draza with a 1.16. And Simp with a 0.97. On the other side, you have Gwyn with a 1.05, but Gwyn, the only one positive for the Carolina Royal Ravens, as you have Slasher with a 0.86, TJ with a 0.91, and Vivid with a 0.87. Scroll down and take a look at a match MVP here. It's Draza, which is crazy because he got 6. How many kills did he get in that map one? He got bodied in the map one. But hey, folks, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. And Draza, he gets the match MVP in this one. He had a 0.96 in hardpoint, a 3.5 in search, and a 1.67 in control. So Draza getting the match MVP here. We'll start with you, Sam, at the bottom. Atlanta FaZe, they get the dub here over Carolina. Looked a little rough at first, Sam, with Carolina coming out and winning that first map, especially with Zach struggling. But man, did FaZe bounce back? What did you think of the series?
Skyline isn't a map that FaZe play a bunch in hardpoint, but I thought it was business as usual. Carolina, they've now had 3 maps in 2 series that were completely non-competitive, which is definitely a worrying sign. They've had 2 controls, they haven't won around yet, and they got 6-0 in the protocol search today. So they definitely have some soul searching to do, but I said it when this roster change fell through, man. I think this team is done.
Broken.
I think it's done.
They're broken.
You think so, Pat? You agree with him? You think it's broken?
Yeah, dude, you're never the same team, bro, ever. And the problem too is, like, it gets worse when things start going bad, right? Like, things just they almost get exponentially worse because you have that lingering issue of that roster change right in the back of everyone's mind. And then things start going bad and they start slow and it gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know what they're going to do. Like Sam said, they were literally not competitive in 2 maps. This is a weird ass series in general. They obviously won the map 1 when Draza was getting world starred, but like map 4 was close, but map 2 and 3 were awful. And I don't know what this team is going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how many options they have, even if they want to actually pull the trigger on a roster change, but I'm worried about the Ravens.
Back-to-back controls from Ravens where they don't even look like they're competing. Because the last control they played too was so bad. Like, it was like one of the quickest controls we watched, right? Like, it was bad. Sam, do you have any more thoughts there?
I don't know where they go from here. They have the hardest schedule of the season. They still have to play Surge. They still have to play LAT.
Did they play yesterday?
LAG.
Okay.
I don't know where they go from here. I think that their roster change falling through, plus the combination of this stage, like thankfully they have a good cushion for champs to qualify, but this team could very well just bomb out top 12 in the next major and then make a change that they tried to make obviously like a month prior. So again, on the FaZe side, I think it was business as usual. Zach had a abysmal map 1 and that's the reason they lost, and that's the only reason this map or series went 4. But this was through and through FaZe dominance.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? What do you think of the series?
I mean, like I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I still need to see Raven play more of the mid-pack teams because they're playing against Atlanta FaZe and Search. And Control has been insane. Granted, they ended up losing that first hardpoint, and they had a close map 4. Hardpoint has not been FaZe's strong suit. They've been kind of up and down in that game mode, and it seems like they pretty much live and die off their Control and S&D performance, even at events. So I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I want to see how the rest of their schedule plays out because FaZe is a tough opponent. Yesterday,
They don't have mid-pack teams.
Yeah,
they play LAT Vancouver.
It's gonna be a hell.
Fair enough.
They don't have mid-pack teams to play. They're in losers.
You're right. Yeah, I mean that's just the way the stage goes. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm inclined to agree with you guys, but I'm not sure if they're done yet because at least yesterday I think Vivid played well. So I don't know if the roster changes or the roster change rumors is really affecting him. I could see if he was
Not
like
about
really
how it
struggling.
affects individuals though, it never is. It's about how it affects the team. Like the team chemistry and dynamic is never the same.
I'm not going to completely disagree with you, but I'm still not sure yet if that's going to play a factor or if they're going to be the same Ravens we've seen. Granted, that same Ravens we've seen has not been the best. They still have a little bit of life in them. I'll say. Well, I'm hesitant. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. What about you, Benjay? What did you think of the series with Atlanta FaZe? I got the Sally and 1v2 here in the search. I'll just be running through some clips. While we talk about it, this was a beating. I mean, we'll pull up some other stuff, but what did you think, Ben?
I think for FaZe, the Control and S&D is business as usual. They've been excellent at those game modes, and on LAN, 7-2 in Control, 11-1 in Search so far this season on LAN is insane.
Yeah.
I think the hard point, statistically on the season overall, stats on the hard point are pretty good. Like they're winning at a clip the same of Thieves. I just think, they don't win hard points clean. They've always had a problem as a team of playing 8 quality minutes of a 10-minute map and letting people kind of get back into this one, which is what happened with that protocol hardpoint. So if they can win more clinical on the hardpoint front, the sky's a rate limits with these guys, but I think you'd see a lot more dominant victories. But 1-1, can't really complain if you're FaZe. Move on to next week.
Yeah, can't complain. I did want to talk about the protocol control. What the hell is going on with Carolina in control? Is this just like FaZe being godlike at control, or is like Carolina also just terrible at this game mode? Because you even heard Slasher, he was frustrated.
LAG speed ran them yesterday.
Yeah, like Austin talked about in the interview. Like even after they won the series, he didn't look happy in the interview. And when I think it was Nameless asked him, what's going on, he's like, man, I'm just not happy with the way that control went. Like it was just so bad. And it was just as bad today against Atlanta FaZe. And just to kind of run you guys through these couple rounds here, show you how FaZe was able to close out these offense. I mean, Sam, what do you think it is with Carolina? Like, why are they so bad at this mode?
They have a really bad snowball effect. Like their death timings and the way and how long it takes for them to kind of recoup lives in control is really poor. They don't really get on the same page off of spawn frequently enough in the mode, especially against FaZe. They'll just punish you every time. So it's just a lot of staggering deaths, a lot of 1v1 fights. It seems to be the theme for them. And yesterday, I mean, they didn't get a kill yesterday, so I don't think I don't think it's a specific issue there. But today, for sure, it just seemed like they were fighting their ones just over and over again.
It also just seems like they're playing the map really slow. It's like almost like they have a game plan in their heads and they're trying to like execute it. So they're trying to make sure everything goes perfectly. When in reality, they might have a game plan in their heads, but they're just taking way too long to execute it. When control is just a lot of reactionary plays. It's not like you can't set up things perfectly all the time, outside of maybe 4 dead situations. So they're basically just giving teams like FaZe and even LAG yesterday so much room to just take space or take a route and catch people off guard. And then what'll happen is what you said, right? They'll just get wiped and then they just don't know what to do anymore.
I mean, look at the break off here, Chris. Look at this. I mean, the break of the map, literally the break of the round, the third round here in the offense. Nobody from Carolina goes right. Nobody watches the right side of the map. And look at what happens. Look at how FaZe end up winning. They cap B in the first 30 seconds of this game. You have Simp, who just waltzes down grass, hops on a point. Then you have Abizi, who went low spiral. He gets on point. And then Draza waltzes down grass as well. 3 players just run right down the middle of the map. Right down grass and through low and just hop right on the point. And then look, the kills go down. And Atlanta FaZe, I mean, there's a minute and 18 still left on the clock, and the B point's going through already.
But that's what I'm saying. Like watching them, it seems like they're like it's like they're playing against AI. They think like the other team isn't playing the game or something. Like for example, this guy off the rip, one of their teammates just runs into blue. Like if you see nobody holding like challenging you mid map, do you really think nobody's gonna be watching the blue push through? Like they're just like they're not doing anything. Like they're not thinking. They think they're playing against AI. They think they can do whatever they want, and they're not like reading the map or the pressure. Like they're just like look even right here. They're just sitting here.
Yeah,
they don't know what to do.
They look lost. They look lost in the game mode. I think if you're a Carolina fan, I mean, if you're Liddy and the boys, you got to try and figure out what the hell's going on here because it looks like they're not competing in that game mode, and we know control's a swing mode, right? You can't just go into the game mode and just lose it every single time. So they're gonna have to figure that out because they end up winning. Like they came out and they came out hot. Like they won the first hard point. Like this could arguably have gone to a game 5. And you know they end up falling short here. So. Good plays from FaZe in the offenses. I mean, they make it look easy. And then all I had left was the ending here of the proto. Well, one I wanted to show this P3 to P4 rotation here in the protocol hard point. Now, we see a lot of teams when they get kills on his P3, they just bang the fuck out of Spiral. And they kind of just use their numbers to flood down. I actually really like how FaZe played this. You can see them get kills, and Draza actually hits mid-map and jumps down Big Door and makes a play through Big Door. You also see a Beezy. He gets a kill mid-map, and he jumps Big Door with Zach, slides in, and they work the trades. I just like seeing the switch up on the transition from P3 to P4.
Can you back up to the spawn timings of everybody? Like before
because I'm genuinely confused how they're even like in this setup at 7 seconds.
Yeah, so Carolina, they're just all
they hit old
front.
Whatever.
Yeah, they all hit old, and I guess maybe because they were winning the fights. Like
they got the fights though. Before number.
And then Gwyn pushes us. Yeah, Reese is a new. Gwyn's got Spiral, and then while Gwyn pushes out Spiral, Reese kind of gets just body.
Why are both these guys going mid?
Well, again, it's why I don't know how I feel about players constantly pushing out Spiral, because even if they challenge Spiral, like what if Gwyn dies right now?
That's like a second wave play.
Yeah,
I think pushing out Spiral is the second wave.
Gwyn isn't the biggest issue here. Go back and look at the people that run grandmas and fucking P1.
He can't do that regardless.
But Chris, if he's in point with Reese, he can help. Like
you're trying to take space with no kills.
Yeah, but no, this is what I'm like getting. I know what you're saying.
Door, you know what I mean?
But look at how slow number 1, number 2 are to even go down the zip. They should have been, as soon as they spawn, their decision should have been running down the zip. It shouldn't have been hitting out sidewalk. It shouldn't have been looking for a player in your base or anything like that. Like, look, this guy's hopping up top grandmas or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Number 2,
I don't know what they were
number
doing.
Number one's running out P1. Like, bro, if you're spawning there and your teammate is on the row and they are 2v4 essentially fighting for map control, guess what your goal is? Your goal is to fucking head down, ass up, get to them as quick as possible and try to help them. Yeah, what else do you think is FaZe gonna do?
Yeah, Slasher looked like he hit sidewalk, and T sits zip for a few seconds. He doesn't hit it right away, and
that's what I'm saying.
I just felt like Vivid was left to dry in the rotation. That's how I felt.
Yeah. Gwyn pushing out Spiral is fine because they have to watch 2 lanes anyways. They're trying to buy enough time for Slasher and Vivid to get there, and they didn't even make an attempt to get there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would have rather Gwyn play tight with Reese, to be honest, than him pushing out Spiral.
Yeah, that's fair, but I think the other two made a bigger mistake.
Yeah, I do agree with you, Chris, that they need the flood zip. I agree with you there. Like coming off that spawn, like you got to get there quick. I just think it's crazy that Reese is on the point by himself. Like he's getting double team Big Door. Nobody's there, right? Nobody's there with him. So I don't disagree with you, Chris. I just also think what Gwyn's doing is a mistake. Like I agree with you, Sam. Like that's not really a play you make yet. Right? Like, unless you have, like, 3 guys literally playing tight and hill already. Like, unless your whole team is there and you want to push out Spiral, fine. But even that, like, it's kind of risky. We've seen the other teams do that, and then that guy pushed out Spiral dies, and then the guys on hill just get screwed because they lose.
The only reason I didn't mind it, though, Tom, is let's say he doesn't push out Spiral, and then FaZe runs down Spiral for free. If their teammates are jumping down Zip, like they're supposed to, they're immediately jumping down into the hallway into gunfights. Like, they're jumping down into bullets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, you can watch the jump down Spiral from the hill. Like you can see it. Like you can
I know what you mean. I just don't think that's the worst play in the world.
I'm not saying to give it up, Chris. I'm not saying to give it up. I'm just saying when pushing out, it just leaves Reese by himself on the point. Obviously nobody flooded Zip, so that didn't help either. And say FaZe did flood Spiral. Like if Gwyn dies Spiral, like even if he loses his gunfight, it almost chalks the rotation. Like it just affects his team so much. Like it's just like a high risk, high reward. Because if Gwyn gets the kills, it's really good, right? Like pushing out Spiral is a great play if he's getting kills. But I want to see teams like simplify it on this P4, like just play tight, like play corners. Sam, I think it was like in the S&D or something in the 2v2 where it's like, dude, why don't people just like play in there anymore? Like people are always
it was
playing
MCs too. It was MCs 1v2.
Yeah, like people are always just playing like corner zip or corner spiral and shit. Like, bro, just get in the point and just play crossfires with your teammates. Make them have to slide in and check these corners and make it harder for them, right? Instead of just like over challenge. But definitely a mistake there from the Carolina Royal Ravens, the way they played that. And then we go towards the end of this game. And things get real crazy here towards the end. You can see we go from a P2 to the P3. Actually, FaZe put them in a blender here. This is where FaZe started to build their lead a little bit. The P2 hold was just phenomenal from FaZe. You can see how they were able to do it. You have a BZ pushed out P1, so he can see the underground push from here. So he can make sure nobody's going underground and taking a route. He's got his eyes on it the whole time. And nobody can OE from Carolina. Nobody can hit mid-map with Tyler and of course, Draza cut in the middle of the map. And then you got Simp and MC. Just sitting on the hard point, watching in front of them over here, tower. But with 2 seconds left to go, FaZe were able to just keep Carolina pinned, and they also get this initial time headed into P4. They just built such a big, they just built a little bit of a lead here towards the end. It was just exactly what they needed going into a Bunker Hill, where they were able to close it out. Carolina didn't make it interesting and make it close, but I just think the setups from FaZe were too strong.
Go back to the beginning of that hill before that FaZe got into that setup, because I'm gonna guess here, and I'm gonna say that Ravens didn't even try to flip off the initial, because bro, I said this yesterday. If you are playing from grandma's side, you're just dumb. Like you're not breaking this hill. Look at this setup that FaZe have. You have to try to flip this. This is their only play. You should be preemptively doing this. Like right now, number 1 and 2. Before the hill even pops, should be literally trying to flank. Number 2 goes. I think he's flanking right now, but he's the only one. You think this is going to work? You think they're going to break this off one player trying to flip the spawn? No, it doesn't work. He gets 1 kill, and then let's see what they do after. He dies here, and then, it didn't even flip. His flank was essentially useless. Like, you have to flip this spawn. You are not going to hold this hill. Here, even now, they have hill control, but look, it's just going to get broken. You never win. You never win from this side.
Yeah, this side is terrible. That's why you see people play like zip side, like when it's going to the rotation of P2. People are always trying to play for like the top dubs, like top zip. Like the people are trying to play for that side of the map, because you could just once you get control of that, like you could just get them. Like this scenario that FaZe is a perfect scenario, right? This
it's over.
Go ahead, Sam. Were you gonna say something?
No,
I thought you were gonna say something. I thought I heard you. I thought I heard you about to speak.
He was gonna ask Parasite how Chris is not coaching right now.
Duarte, you trying to be a coach or what? Duarte, you trying to be a coach? Yeah.
I put myself out there quite a few times, and no one was interested.
They don't want a little bit of Duarte. They don't want a piece of Duarte, man. And then we go to the ending of this game. We end up rotating over to, well, first of all, there were some crazy gunfight wins here on the back end here from Atlanta FaZe. You can see Carolina trying to get in here. And just to kind of let it play out, just so you can see how it all unfolds. But Gwyn tries to make a play. Abizi's in there. I'm thinking that Atlanta FaZe is going to win it here. And, I mean, this does get a little interesting as we go into a Bunker Hill. I don't even know how FaZe don't close it out here. It was Carolina who just make a play through the front of Hill, work some trades, and all of Atlanta FaZe die here. But you can see Atlanta FaZe, right, Chris, what we were just talking about that with Carolina is they didn't instantly just get down there. FaZe instantly get down there. But it gets scary, because I'm pretty sure Carolina get into this hard point and break through big door. They 4 flood big door, which, hey, man, it works, right? Do it as a team. They all hit it. They win the trades. And Carolina's able to get in here. It was pretty mixy here as well. MC's got 1 player. Gwyn does a good job of just buying some time, letting his teammates get closer to the point. That way Carolina can get in there and work some floods. But you can see just constant trades going down. Carolina were able to get in, but it was actually Atlanta FaZe who just take their time and end up break. I think they pushed to the last second here. They just rotate the P1. And they end up closing it out. So FaZe just kept applying pressure on Old, and because they only needed 1 point, Carolina don't really have a choice. They have to keep flooding, or else FaZe win off that. And FaZe sent a couple players to that new hard point. They're able to close it out. So Carolina almost made a crazy comeback. Almost happened. But Atlanta FaZe closed it out. You guys have any other final thoughts with Atlanta FaZe and Carolina?
My only thought right there was it looked like Slasher, his reaction was if they fucked something up bad. Like if you go back and just watch his reaction real quick, it was like 2 seconds of him looking stressed. I feel like you don't react like that unless
we did tweet after the series that they made too many mistakes, And I can understand Boston's frustrated. Like they clearly had the foundations.
He does look stressed out. He does look very stressed out. Here, I have it right here.
That was like all I saw at the end.
Oh man, look at him. He said, "Man, look, he's about to rip his hair out." He said, "Fucking hell, what the hell are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, Liddy? We got to get these guys on the right track, Liddy. What the hell is going on?"
Reese Vivid can't believe it either.
Yeah, I mean, Reese is just completely locked. I mean, he's not even blinking. I mean, he's not even fucking blinking, this guy. But yeah, Carolina, they fall short. Controls are looking rough. FaZe close out the hard point. It's all over. Any other final thoughts, guys? All right, absolutely. Then we move into the last series of the day, and then we'll take a look at fantasy and see who won their matchups this weekend. But last series, we got the Vancouver Surge going up against the LA Thieves, and man, what the hell? I thought Vancouver was going to compete in this one. These guys got shit on. LA Thieves come out in 3-0, 250 to 183 in the Skyline Hardpoint, 6-3 in the dealership S&D, and 3-1 in the protocol control. Wasn't even close. 3-0 sweep. We'll scroll down and take a look here at the stat sheet. Nearly a red carpet here for the Vancouver Surge. It was Neptune saving him with only a 1.0. He was nearly negative as well. A 1.0 from Neptune, a 0.88 from Nasty, a 0.91 from Abuza, and a 0.76 from 04. On the other side, you have a 1.29 from Dylan Envoy, a 0.82 from Dan Ghosty, a 1.15 from Hydra, and a 1.28 from Scrap. We'll scroll down and take a look at the match MVP. They didn't send a match MVP, but we should pick. Who do you guys pick match MVP for this one? Probably Ernie. I'd probably give it to Ernie for this one.
Ernie or Dill?
Player.
I felt like Ernie was going crazy today. I'd probably give it to Ernie, but they gave it a Dill. It was actually Dylan Envoy who gets it. 69 out of 100 votes, a 1.18 in Hardpoint from Dylan Envoy, a 2.25 in Search, and a 1.22 in Control. So great plays coming in from Dylan Envoy. And Dylan's been on his shit talking arch too recently. Did you guys see that? Dylan Envoy shit talking a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, we're fucked.
What did he say?
The Challenger thing that you were talking about, and then he called Gwen a liner a little while ago. He had one other one.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck right now, dude. This guy's going nuts, man. But Sam, we'll start with you. Obviously, these are your boys. What do you think, Sam? How do you think the boys played today? I mean, it was comfortable from them today, real comfortable.
Yeah, man, we're in our element in these online matches, so good series. I mean, truthfully, I'm more disappointed in Vancouver than I am impressed from LAT. I thought Vancouver was just flat today. 04 had a pretty uncharacteristic series from how he's been playing recently. Obviously, Nep was trying his hardest, but yeah, man, I mean, there's not really much to break down here. The LAT just kind of slayed and played comfortably the whole time.
I wouldn't be surprised if LAT basically go undefeated in the stage again. But
no, we have to lose one.
They got to transition. They got to transition this.
We have to lose one.
They got to transition this to LAN. I mean, you saw it in their interview. I think Nameless was asking them, or I forget if it was Puckett, but like why they struggled at LAN. It's because they didn't really get put into like blenders or any like weird shitty situations at home because they were basically have been dominating online. So hopefully, they can transition this over to LAN because I still expect these guys to win at least one tournament soon.
That's what they said was the reason that that was the reason they gave.
They said I forgot what he was saying, but I forgot what the question was, but he basically said one of the reasons why they struggled on LAN Hardpoint is because when they did get put into like bad situations, they didn't really like understand how to get out of it like as quickly as everybody else because online they never were in bad situations in Hardpoint. Like I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Yeah,
he did say that. He was like, we were just frying so hard that we just never really got to practice those situations where like you're kind of fighting from the back end, right? Like you're kind of in a bad situation. I'm not sure if that's cope from Ernie or if that's true, but it makes sense.
Yeah, right? It's understandable. I mean, I feel like watching them play, their biggest issue, you saw in that first map listening, like they should not need Paco to say, yo, let's talk about the game in the middle of a fucking listening when they're up 120 points.
I actually have the listening, Benjay, if you want to listen to it. We could tune in real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's tune into the LA Thieves listening and let's see what the boys had to say here. Let's see how they sound.
No, nerd class. It's last one. Stay alive. One time. Pop from P2. We're good. From P2 as well. Nerd in on time. Okay. Doing good. On time. So, talk about the game. Alright, yeah. It's French. What on me? Let's go top mid. What on me, boys? What on me? What? Front bed, in bed. Front bed. Other one on time. On time. Take our time. Top T, Nasty, that top T. On time, weak. On time, weak. Needed it. It's on it. Our side time, hit him again. Nothing left. Dish, one shot 04. Wow, one shot P1 and one from grill. In the real corner. I'm laying on the couch, P1 guys, 04. be up. Come on. Yeah, back down, cheers, weak. Nice. Jim. No, nice, 2, 1 square. Back door. Run it.
Ernie was shooting today.
Top left, that's the absolute. That's the only one I think. Just keep one shot back door. One shot back door. They're gonna be close front after. Yeah, I front. He's still back flat, boys. I spawned on one front of me. Oh, I'm flat. No, yo. 2 front. We need to flip for the skin. In the back. Or front and in the back. Alright, 30 seconds. Just live. You can then. I spawned front door. Piano. One shot piano, 1 6. One shot piano, 1 6. Piano, one top mid. Come in. I don't see anything left. Piano. There's 2 jump low. One zipper. Jim. He left the boost out of the line. He's still top mid. I'm looking for it. I'm going to. I don't see him here. Probably going to, boys. I'm leaving. 2, I got one. I'm going in. Zip, P1. One's P1 on me. Look out, in. I have outer. I don't see outer. I'm putting P1 right now, dead. This. We're gonna be close. This one minutes. Yeah, top feed it. Top it.
All right, it's gonna do it for the listening. What'd you guys think? I see a lot of people in the chat cooking it, saying it was a terrible listening. What do you think?
Go ahead, Ben.
Go ahead, Ben. The floor is yours.
I said my thoughts in the beginning. Like they need to be a little more active with the small talk. These guys are super talented, but they got to be able to direct each other. Because again, you get in those adverse situations, they got to be able to communicate and figure out how they want to like unfuck whatever break or a mixed situation they're in.
As much as they're winning, you do present a valid point, because I've listened to quite a few of their listenings now, and a lot of the time they're just kind of calling out people. And I get like they have like a system, and they probably are they're good. Obviously, they know what they're doing, but to a degree, sometimes they just got to like do shit together or make sure they're doing stuff like they just got to like reset sometimes and be like, okay, we're gonna go here. This is how we're gonna like break or something like that, because right now, they're not doing it. And granted, their talent bails them out a lot of the time, and I'm sure they still have a great idea of how they play. Sometimes they just make sure that they're doing it together, because there's a lot of times where arrows are staggered on the map and people are going before somebody else is behind them, and they're just kind of getting picked apart. Even if it is translating to wins right now, that's just going to bite them in the ass when you get into a land with more high stakes and high intensity, and that's definitely valid, Ben.
Chris, it literally bit them in the ass at the last event. That's why I'm bringing it up. It's not like we're saying, oh, it may happen. You go watch the Boston series compared to the Carolina series compared to the Toronto series. And yeah, there are probably other reasons why they lost the Boston-Toronto series, but the communication, the listens we got in the first and last series were just not of the quality that they need to be at.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask you guys what you guys think of this pinch, because I saw it twice. Hydra did it first, and Hydra's done this pinch before. And 04 actually did it in this map, and I'll pull up 04 doing it as well. What do you guys think about this pinch from Paco? Do you guys like when players do this on this P1 hill?
This is twice he's done this before. We roasted him for it last time.
He's done this before, and then you see what happens, right? Like, as soon as he does it, look at where Vancouver spawn, right? Now they get good spawn, right? And they end up getting in here as well, right? Vancouver, they flip the spawns, they get into the point, and it just looks completely different now, right?
You want to know why it's fucked up? Back up. Go watch Era's 4 and 3. Go watch what 4 or is it 4 and 1 or 4 and 3? 4 and 1. They don't communicate to each other on who needs to push hill. They both push this guy out in time.
Yeah, nobody holds.
Actually, it is 4 and 3.
Both of them, yeah.
They all push up, and that's why.
Like, if you're gonna make that play, and I'm sure, I mean, I would guess Paco's saying it, like, stay alive, right? Somebody's got to, like, hard block, right? But, I mean, the same thing happens with 04. I mean, he literally makes the same exact play, does the same exact route. And honestly, I just don't really understand it. Like, I don't know if there's like a motive for players constantly doing this, because look, here towards the end of the game, right? Same situation with Vancouver. Is this a pretty close game here? Vancouver do have the good spawns right now, and LA Thieves can't win here. And look at what they do. They all spawn kitchen side, and they all push. Nobody backs up. 04 goes through stone, up catwalk stairs, dies. And then look at how this plays out for him, right? Like, he spawns out, and now Neptune spawns out. 04 spawns out, right? And they just kind of get put
on over there.
Yeah, like, what's going on? Like, where are they going? Like, what's happening right now? Like, it's almost like it's like opposite day. Like, they're running the wrong way. Like, I just wouldn't expect that from these two teams. Like, both teams did it. I wouldn't expect like plays like that, right? Like, is there a motive to those routes, or are they just brain dead? What are they doing?
Oh, it's the same thing that I brought up the last time. I forget when the series was, but Paco made that play at the end of a game before, and it's when Dan died and flipped. And that play is so high risk but such high reward, because if you do it properly, you just full 60 P1 and you have P2 rotation immediately, because you're spawning them back bed because you're blocking everything. Yeah, they have to spawn back bed. So like the reward of the play is extremely high, but the thing is, your comms have to be on point, which they weren't here because they all pushed P1 and they gave up the block. And in the 04 thing, that they just didn't wrap back. Like, it's such a high risk, high reward play, and it's just very rarely worth it because few teams actually do it well.
Yeah,
seems.
you see Ernie in the chat. He said they're just morons.
But that's not like a rocket science
don't
pinch and block. Like that's just a pinch
That's not
and
the
block.
word he used, Ben, but I can't use the word he used.
Yeah, but
We
the
gotta be
risk of it, Pat,
professional
is
on the
insane,
show.
though, because the flip consequence of that play specifically is going to a P2 on bad side Skyline is fucking ass.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like why, like how hard is that just to fucking stay back? It's almost a do nothing strat for the guy that's in the position to block.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is the second time we brought up that play with LAT, and they fucked it up both
I
times.
just think people like are not. It's not even lazy. I just think this game, people just get in the zone, bro. Where it's just always go forward.
Go,
bro.
go, right?
Yeah.
They black the fuck out.
That play that Hydra's making is good if nobody on your team is dying and they are all spawned up, because you're not blocking a spawn if everyone's alive. But as soon as your teammates die or you start getting kills, you got to get the fuck up out of there. I said it last time when we saw this play. He could do the same thing by just sitting front bed. He doesn't need to do that shit. It's just a checkout play. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's take a look here at the standings. Unless you guys got anything else on that series. I didn't have much on that series, the next two maps. I mean, those are a couple of mistakes I saw on the first map, but the next two maps are pretty clinical from LA Thieves. Wasn't even close.
We should talk about Vancouver. It's just something about this matchup for them, I guess, since they lost.
Yeah.
The one them in the minor that's now back-to-back 3-0s, that it's causing them a lot of trouble. I know that Skyline didn't get played the last time they played, but it was map 4, just didn't end up being played in the set. But they got to figure out how to attack the respawns at Thieves somehow, or it's going to be this every time they match up.
I don't know. It could just be a matchup thing, right? Like maybe they just don't match up well against the Thieves. Because I feel like every time Vancouver play FaZe, I'm on the edge of my fucking seat. I'm like, damn, these guys play each other well. I feel like Thieves just like maybe they have them in the bag. Maybe they just know how they play or they counter them well. I know matchups like Pat. You've known this, right? Like matchups have always been a thing in COD. I feel like matchups are
some games are worse than others, but absolutely they've always been a thing.
I think World War II was like the biggest matchup for me. Yeah, that game was insane. Like I feel like that game was like definitely a game of matchups. But yeah, Vancouver. I mean, they're obviously still a great team. But why do you guys think they struggle against Thieves? You think Thieves just have their number or what?
It could just be a matchup thing specifically. I mean, 04 had a pretty rough series today, but that's not something we're used to seeing. But I feel like even when he's playing a little bit better, the series goes like this for whatever reason. It could just simply be a matchup thing. It could be a map pool thing. I mean, there's a bunch of possibilities.
Yeah. Anybody else got any final thoughts? Anything on Vancouver?
I think Scrap just loves online, bro. He loves that.
He love that shit.
LAT fucking compound office, whatever they got over there.
Yeah, Ben, I know you were talking about the standings. We could just take a look here at. I mean, it's still pretty close, like around like 7th. I mean, even 8th, I guess, with Optic all the way down to maybe Cloud9, right? That 6 to 10 is kind of pretty tight, right?
That's why that Rokkr win was so big today. Because if Rokkr was at 90 and Boston was at 130, this would look so much different.
Oh, yeah.
But that win today was massive.
The key thing is like, because I think you're going to see maybe a 10 or 20 point movement in the gaps, but like all it takes is for say Optic or Boston to get dead last in Major 3, and it brings everybody at the bottom back in. If anyone can get top 6, top 8, whatever, or higher. So I think it's going to really come down to that multi-match at the same time Friday that we're going to see at DreamHack Major 4 as to whether some of these teams end up qualifying or they go home.
Yep, 100%. Anybody got any thoughts on the standings? I just want to pull them up just so people can see them and kind of see where
when
we're
the
at.
fuck are Falcons getting a win?
I don't know. We're waiting for it, bro. We're all waiting for it. I think they're gonna get one soon. I feel like when they play like a bottom tier team or something, they might squeeze one out.
They just played Miami, man.
We'll see. We'll see what happens when they play LAG or some shit. I don't know. I smell shit. I think Louis shit somewhere. That's not good. I'm gonna have to check that out after.
I think it's Ben J slippers.
Yeah, it might be Ben J slippers. And then I wanted to take a look here at fantasy. First weekend of fantasy for stage 3.
Let's not look at it, Tom.
Who's Team Puma?
That's my team.
Okay, so we got Parasite versus Gersh. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Looks like Parasite squeezed that one out by 2. That was a grueler here, Duarte. That was a grueler. But
I'll take it.
Yeah, Duarte.
Toronto forfeited, and they were lagging. So the fact that we were still able to win that had me worried. But
looked like you took it from the S&Ds, Chris. Looked like the S&Ds is what got you the W here. So good work.
Yes, sir.
Good work from Duarte there. Then we also got Team Benjay going up against Team Kason. Benjay, nice and easy for you. Clinical. That's 11-5. 11-5 there on Team Kason. Benjay getting a dub there. Let's take a look here and see where you dominate. Actually, Benjay, you dominated every category here, Ben, except for the controls. You got to split the controls, but
fucking Geo and Shotzi were having fucking Unreal series.
Yeah,
and deep series.
And also had a good first series too this weekend. So
and then we got Team Howie Nub, man. We got Team Nub versus Sam. Sam, what happened, man? 11-5. It was a close match, Sam.
My second overall pick gave me the bullshit this week, bro.
Man, who was it, Sam? Who was it?
Simp, man. He was costing.
Oh no! Wait, that was your second overall pick? I thought that was your first.
Gave me nothing. I mean, like second overall in the draft.
Oh, okay.
He gave me nothing.
Simp the pimp.
No,
I'm trying to listen, bro. I got a dirty Neslo team, and he didn't give me a dirty Neslo stat. So.
Oh man, you got bodied in control. Looks like that's where you lost most of it. And then we'll go to the next one. We got me going up against Get a Kill University. That's Don Dada. That's Temp. Looks like I squeezed that one out 10-6. Looks like the double optics paying off. I went with Dashy my first. I actually think Dashy got me so many fucking points this week. He went crazy. So shout out to Dashy and the Optic boys. Johnny also played really well. My last pick went crazy for me. I think that's a sleeper pick for me. I think that Johnny pick is going to be a sleeper for me along this stage. So we'll be paying close attention there. I thought for a second, Paco being the last on the list, I thought for a second Donnie was going to win it just because Paco was coming up. Maybe Paco was going to get him some more points, but it wasn't enough to overtake. So I end up getting a dub there. And we get the Slayer versus Chelly. Oh, man. Pat, the hell happened? Damn.
I'm going to have to protest this one, Tom. There has to be a mathematical error in this formula because I don't know what was going on here. This is insane.
Damn. Hey, what the hell? Damn. 13-3, Chelly taking a slap.
Our players didn't even play bad. I was
going to say, Ernie went crazy, and so did
Estro. I'm going to protest this one.
Estro didn't play as good as he has been in the last two series.
The S&D and control, Pat.
You got dirty Nesload. I mean, you didn't get Nesload, but damn, you got Nesload.
Pat didn't get a single point S&D and control. Mano, what are you going to do, Pat? What are you going to do?
Oh,
it is what it is.
It's a bad weekend. We bounced back, Tom. It ain't about how hard you get hit.
Absolutely. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. What a pleasure. Benjay, it's time. It's time. Chat, I hope you guys all enjoyed the shows this weekend. It's time for Benjay. It's Sunday. We know how Benjay gets on Sundays, man. I don't know. He's been bad on Sundays this year, bro.
The fuck?
Get your channel point predictions in here. Let me know what you guys think.
Your camera is so ass.
Looks blurry. Looks like
it's so bad.
Looks like it's foggy in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Benjay Nassim stepping up to the green. Let's see what this guy can do. Oh man, you gotta hurry up, Ben. I could smell that shit coming from. I could smell the shit. I gotta go pick it up. We got Benjay stepping up to the green. Let's see if he can sink it. He's got his slippers on, and he misses the point yet again on another Sunday. There was 14
He's got the
million
yips on Sunday,
points
man.
on him making it. There was 14 million on him making it, and he misses the ball. He missed. Oh, no, I thought he missed the second one too, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's tough scenes.
Yeah, Ben, what's going on?
He got the Sunday scaries. He got Thursday Thieves on Sunday, man.
What's going on Sundays, Benjay? Damn.
You make a fucking 8-foot putt, bitch.
The fuck? What you gotta call me a bitch for, Benjay? Damn.
Yeah, it's my bad. That was out of pocket. My bad.
That's okay. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Flank. I hope you guys enjoyed all the flanks this weekend and all the watch parties. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio/Ron and go follow at the Flank on Twitter. Guys, doing a phenomenal job running socials per usual. ZooMaa.gg for the merch. If you haven't got your merch yet, make sure to just keep an eye on your emails. Maybe during the week, they should be most of these orders should be going out pretty soon. I know a lot of people already got there, so just keep an eye out on your emails. But guys, thank you all so much. Take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys next time on another episode of The Flank, man. Take it easy, guys. Shalom.
Peace.
Salam.